The silver price could easily hit $70 per ounce within the next 12 months. What do you think about that? In this video, I'm going to share with you the reasons why I believe that by April 1st, 2026, we could easily see silver at $70 per ounce or higher. Hey everybody, it's Ron from Ron's Basement, live on the log flume. Say hi, girls.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me here in the basement. Look, this is not possible without you, the viewer. I hope you feel at home. I hope you feel like you found a new friend here in the basement. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with everyone you know, because we love to talk about silver. I've often called silver the original cryptocurrency, the physical version of cryptocurrency. And when I look at the next 12 months, I am highly encouraged by what I think will be major moves in the silver price. Let's go over all the reasons why in this video, and let's get started by talking about manipulation. We know, right? Silver has been manipulated for decades, but get a load of this data that came out from Friday. Our friend the dude over at Twitter tells us that on Friday, the silver market traded 745 million paper ounces. Guys, that is insane. Think about that. The entire mine output for an entire year, all the mining companies, all the silver mining companies in all the world produce about that much silver. And in one day, the electronic exchanges at the COMEX and the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, trade a whole year's worth of physical silver production in one day. And you're going to tell me that the price is not manipulated and that that's not going to have an impact as we move forward, and maybe some of these shorts get squeezed a little bit? We know the other fundamental underlying demand reasons why silver will go higher and higher. We know about the deficit. We're not even covering that in this video. You already know that. More silver is demanded and consumed, way more, hundreds of millions of ounces every year than the mining sector can provide. But the dude is telling us, in one day, the electronic exchanges traded as much silver as is produced in 1 year. It's absolutely crazy. Now, if we want to put our macroeconomics hats on, it gets even more interesting. Let's talk about two periods of time when the silver price absolutely exploded. And the reason why, when we compare it to today, we have every reason to be super, super optimistic. The first one is everybody now look, hey, those of us basement dwellers, those of us who've been hanging out here in the basement for a while know we've been talking about stagflation for over a year, but now the mainstream media is talking about it. Here's the bottom line on stagflation, guys. We are in stagflation. We have a stagnant economy, right? Even those government numbers they put out, those accurate government numbers, we know even they're saying that the economy is stagnating. But the inflation side is very scary because we already have inflation right now, but we also have an environment where the president, Donald Trump, is let's say, providing some strong encouragement to our old friend Jerome Powell at the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates. And on top of that, when they cut interest rates, that'll make inflation shoot up. But the bonus cherry on top of everything else is also we have these massive tariffs that are also going to be putting massive amounts of new inflation into the system. So we have stagflation. I almost forgot to tell you. Here, let's go look. Here we are looking at a long-term chart of silver. All right, let's draw on here for a second. We'll just use red. This is a chart that starts around the early 1970s. As you can see, the silver price absolutely exploded during that period, hitting that, 1980 high of about $50 per ounce, but it started around $1 or $2 per ounce. We had a massive upside movement, 25 times or more, 45, who knows, whatever it is, it was massive. Not not 45%, not 25%, 25 times. And that's a very similar environment to what we are in right now with stagflation. But let's talk about something else that a lot of people don't like to talk about. But Jim Cramer, yeah, the Cramer guy, not a big fan personally, but I think he makes a very good point. And this has everything. I'm going to give you the reason why this has everything to do with another big factor, why the silver price is bound to take off. Heck, what did I say? $70 per ounce? Let's say $85 per ounce. That's what we had that silver bear blindfolded at. Jim Cramer is saying, and what does this have to do with silver? Investors should follow the post.com bubble playbook. Okay, why is that important? That's very important because when the dot-com bubble burst around 2001 through 2011, okay, which is what Cramer is saying we should be playing because it's very similar to what's going on right now, the price of silver went up magnificently from like $5 an ounce, again, all the way to $50 per ounce. You don't believe me? I'll give you some proof. Here's 2000, 2001. All right. And look at what silver did during this period. Here's about 2001, and here is 2011. Very similar, again, to the situation we're in. And silver went up about 10 times from about $5 to $50 per ounce. Are you seeing a steady repeating pattern here, guys? We are moving into an environment where it's hard to imagine that the silver price doesn't go higher. All right. What about the gold to silver ratio? Let's take a look at that. Look, that measures how many ounces of silver it takes to get 1 ounce of gold. Are you willing? Are you willing to part with 100 ounces of silver? 100 of these, right? To get 1 ounce of gold, because that's what it takes right now. 100, my favorite, right? Huh? The Krugerrand. South African Krugerrand. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that this? Oh, don't we love silver? I love silver. I don't hardly have any physical gold, and the silver that I do have, I don't keep here at the house, but I keep a couple of pieces around because we love silver. Are you going to trade 90 or 100 of those for 1 ounce of gold? The gold to silver ratio is so stretched, guys. It's like this. Remember, if this is the gold price and this is the silver price and this is an elastic band, it has been stretched and stretched and stretched. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of tension in that. And historically, it's been around 30, 40? There's only 7 ounces of silver mined for each ounce of gold. So when this tension, right, is let free, we could have a slingshot move with the price of silver. Here's an article from Kitco, our good friend Niels Christensen. The gold to silver ratio hits a 5-year high above 100 points as economic fears drag down the silver price. Look, this temporary move down that we saw in silver, I think it's just that, temporary. Okay. I think when we look at all the factors involved, everything going on, that we are in for much, much higher silver prices. Let's go back to that chart one more time, because there's one more big reason why we can be optimistic about silver. This, right, that we've been looking at, this long-term chart of silver shows the cup and handle formation that's been forming for 45 years. For those of you that don't know, here's the cup and here's the handle, and we're about right here right now. Now, this pattern, the cup and handle pattern, is regarded as being one of the most predictable, most reliable in the technical analysis field. The longer period of time that the cup and handle forms over, the more powerful and predictive it is. You don't get much longer than 45 years. People look at cup and handle patterns on a monthly basis, a yearly basis, but when you're looking on a multi-decade basis like we are, this is a very, very optimistic prediction that what we'll eventually see is the silver price way up here. See that over there? That says 180. All right. So that's what we have to look forward to in silver. I believe that when you take everything together, Compare where we are now to the 1970s. Compare where we are now to the post-dot-com bubble. Compare and consider how manipulated the silver price is. I mean, for crying out loud, in one day, they trade as much electronic silver as the entire mining sector produces over the course of a year. Are you kidding me? Am I dreaming? Is this really going on? Right? We got a long-term cup and handle formation. We've got the gold to silver ratio stretched into record territory. Okay. In 12 months, I believe, don't make any financial decisions based on anything I'm saying, but in 12 months, I believe that we're going to look at $70 silver, maybe $85 silver, maybe even higher, and realize that right now, right, this short-term pain that we've been feeling in the silver market when we dropped from 35 down to 30 was just that. Hey, I could be wrong. I am, like 28% of the time, but I feel very strongly about this prediction. Again, not financial advice, but I will give you this piece of advice. If you enjoyed coming here to the basement, I want to invite you to come back again anytime. We love to talk about all kinds of things: silver, gold, crypto, macroeconomic subjects, but most importantly, we like to come together. You're part of the family. You're part of the tribe when you're here. Okay. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.